TD FEF is the bank's national registered charitable foundation. For 35 years, TD FEF has been funding community-led projects that engage people in environmental actions to help enhance and protect local green spaces across Canada.
In the early 1980s, I was a branch manager in Stoney Creek, Ontario. Customers would come in who were working on local projects, looking for funding to support these projects. I felt bad because at the time the bank had no mechanism to support these type of requests. Canada Trust in 1990 established an environmental foundation. This foundation now has become the TD Friends of the Environment Foundation.
TD FEF funds charitable projects that provide people with environmental education and hands-on stewardship activities, such as outdoor classrooms, urban greening, and citizen science projects to help enhance parks, natural spaces, and community gardens.
Many Canadians have likely spent time in a green space or project near their home that's been supported by TD FEF.
One of the great things about the foundation is that because the bank looks after all the administration costs, all of the funds donated to the foundation can go directly back to local environmental projects.
Many times when I've been out with my family, we've come across a sign, and I've said to my wife, "Remember when we funded this through the foundation?"
I'm a wildlife biologist and I've worked in the conservation field my whole career. I also sit as a volunteer with our local TD FEF advisory board. One of the things that's always really impressed me about the TD FEF review process is how thoughtful, careful, and considerate the discussions are. It makes me feel really good to be part of that process.
As co-founder of Friends of the Environment Foundation, it was an absolute honor to work with Dr. Roberta Bondar, who was one of FEF's first board chairs. After returning from space, Dr. Bondar did a speaking tour to promote the foundation. Adults and children alike were in absolute awe. Dr. Bondar's message was clear regarding the importance of looking after Mother Earth.
I work for the Edmonton and Area Land Trust, a small organization that has received many grants from TD FEF over the past almost 15 years. I find the grant application and the reporting process very simple and accessible, and that's really important for a small organization like mine.
TD FEF supported many of our early school education programs. We have kids who start those programs at age 6 and 7. They enjoy them so much that they later come back as junior leaders or staff. While it may not take much to help fund these programs, the impact of the TD FEF grants is huge in our communities.
The average TD FEF grant last year was about $8,000. We were able to drive real change with relatively small amounts of money.
These projects are not about hiring a tree planting firm to plant 200 trees. They're about school groups and community volunteers rolling up their sleeves to do something meaningful to them. And that ownership matters.
Being with other people in nature can help motivate us to take more action, and that's why I believe that TD FEF is helping to unite more people in the environmental movement. The work they fund not only benefits the environment, but also benefits youth development, mental and physical health, and community connection.
TD FEF's flagship annual volunteer program is TD Tree Days. I brought my mama to a TD Tree Day event, and she totally got the importance. I grew up with a food garden in my backyard. I took it for granted that everyone had access to green space. But for millions of Canadians in apartments or condos, it can make a huge difference to have community gardens and local parks.
I was asked to speak at the Young Chamber of Commerce in Montreal. I explained that we were the first carbon neutral bank, that we had our own foundation for more than 20 years at the time. People stood up, applauded. So I was just filled with pride of everything that TD Friends of the Environment Foundation had been doing all along.
We only have one planet.
If we all just do a little,
like volunteering, donating, or sharing what we know,
It all adds up.